incredible. I'd like to point out a few moments that were special for me, that are quite, some of them are amusing as well, involving my embarrassing mother. The first one is, the first audition I went to was in Manchester. I don't know if you know or not, but I didn't tell my parents that I was auditioning for the programme until a few days before my audition, but I'd known for months. But I knew they'd say no, which they did, but I just sweet-talked them, so they eventually let me go. My first audition was in Manchester, and after a few heats of being in a little room and singing to people, they finally said, you know, you've got to go into a big room and be filmed. So all the girls were lined up along this big long corridor. I can remember it like it was yesterday. A big long corridor with chairs all the way down with just girls down. And this was just one day in Manchester. And there was this rumour going around that Andrew Webb was there. And me being the pragmatic one was like, no, he's not here. Of course he's not here. Why would he come and watch auditions in Manchester? You know, he's going to be on the actual programme. But this room was kind of circulating, and everyone was like, heads were like, all I can remember is it was heads kind of like tucking down each other, down the line. Anyway, no more was said, and I got called into the room. I walked in, and there, where he was, sat behind the desk, I was like, oh my god. Absolutely terrifying, but it was amazing. I sung and stuff, and it all went well. But I came out and just cried. I've never cried tears of happiness before, but I was so overwhelmed. I was just like. Anyway, of course, the cameras loved it. They scooted over and they're like, Dani, how'd you feel? Anyway, Mum, classic Mum, saw me crying at the end of the corridor. She sprints like no tomorrow. Mum doesn't run, but she sprinted like there was no tomorrow. No, wait for it, it gets worse. Before turning to her daughter to say what was wrong, she looked straight in the camera and goes, Dani, my daughter's just sung to the Lord. I mean, couldn't be a worse moment. I was like, I can't believe this just happened. The cameras were like, yeah, that's great, that's great. Oh God, I wanted the ground to swallow me up. So that was one memorable moment. Another, this is quite bad actually. We were all living, 12 girls, in one massive gorgeous house that was kind of really unsuitable for living in, but it was beautiful. Just, it had one bathroom, 12 girls, one bathroom. Didn't really work so easily, but it was okay. It was my first experience of kind of living away from home and making beds and washing sheets. Actually, I say that, I never did it. I just took it home from Mum. But yeah, you know, we didn't really have much time to kind of get food in. So we created this thing called the Curry Club, where we'd get curry most nights of the week because we didn't have any food to eat, so we just ordered food in. Anyway, we got to know this guy at the curry place called Afaz, in case you're wondering. A lovely man. And it suddenly occurred to us one day that we had no loo paper left. And all the shops were shut by the time we used to get back from rehearsal about 10 o'clock, have costume fittings until 11, 12, and have to be up at 5 or 6 for some trial, you know, farm. We suddenly we had no loo paper. Disaster. 12 girls, one bathroom, no loo paper. Curry. I didn't say that. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, along with our curry order this particular night, we had korma, naan bread. Afaz, can you bring us some loo paper? So along with our order, we had some loo paper brought to us by the Indian man, and I think that's stuck in my head as one of the great moments of my experience. I think the most kind of overwhelming point of the whole thing was we were lucky enough to go to Andrew Lover's house when he was choosing the wild card. Absolutely amazing. Imagine, you know, a big mansion and gardens, and we were all kind of ushered into this one room where all his like trophies were, like BAFTAs and Oscars, and so we were like, oh, you know, we've all touched his BAFTA, and you know, we were all like you know, the trophies he's won from his very successful life. And it was fantastic looking at all this, you know, amazing stuff he'd done, and it was really overwhelming to kind of see family photos and stuff, and was amazing. And anyway, we all got the opportunity to go to the toilet. Everyone kind of wanted to go for a wee in Andrew Lover's house, so kind of one after one, we all went to this little toilet. And anyway, my turn. I sat on the loo, and I thought, where is the hell have I got to this place? But I sat on the toilet in Andrew Lover's house, and I looked around. I thought, I've got to keep a memory of this moment. Looked around, like, what is that? You know. Anyway, to my left, loo paper. So I admit, I tore off a little sheet and I slipped it in my leggings. So I am the proud owner of a one little sheet of Andrew Lover's toilet paper, which I will be putting on eBay at some later date now. But no, that is a proud moment. No, on a more serious note, it was an absolutely incredible experience. It's difficult to kind of express to people because it was just so. It was a whirlwind of pressure and excitement and everything involved. And kind of, and when I did get knocked out, it was just the most peculiar feeling I can't even describe. I honestly feel that, like, at the time, I thought it was a nightmare. It sounds awful, but I pinched myself. I don't know why I did, because it was just the weirdest. I didn't feel it was happening at the time, and it's weird to watch it back because it did happen. It was the time for me to go and stuff, but it was just a completely incredible experience. I would like to share my experience of Over the Rainbow with you, and so we have another medley for you. I really hope you enjoy this. The song's really close to my heart because amazing experience, and this is